What if Earth had a reset button? This question comes from absolutely no one, because giving the planet a reset button is such a catastrophically bad idea that no sane person would suggest it. But let's ignore that for a moment and imagine that somewhere, perhaps buried deep beneath the Mariana Trench or hidden in a Swiss bank vault next to a suspiciously labeled box of plutonium, there is a big, red, glowing button labeled simply Reset Earth. Now, to be clear, we're not talking about a metaphorical reset button, not the kind that involves world peace, universal health care, and everyone deciding to stop being terrible all at once. No, we mean a literal, physical, push it and see what happens kind of button, the kind of button that, when pressed, would return Earth to its factory settings. So, what are Earth's factory settings anyway? To answer that, we have to go back, way back. Before the pyramids, before the dinosaurs, before the annoying invention of leaf blowers. Let's set the clock to 454 billion years ago, give or take a few million, when Earth was fresh out of the cosmic oven, still molten, angry, and spinning like a drunk Beyblade. If this reset button is truly thorough, pressing it would erase everything: continents, oceans, trees, memes, Elon Musk, pineapple pizza, gone. Earth would return to its original state, a hot, lifeless sphere being constantly pummeled by meteors and baked under a young, hyperactive sun. Now, suppose someone, let's call them Carl, finds this button. Carl is curious. Carl has no supervision. Carl presses the button. There's no dramatic countdown, no ominous voice saying, "Are you sure you want to reset Earth?" Just a click, a quiet moment, and then nothing. For a fraction of a second, and then everything. A blinding flash. Every mountain, city, microbe, cat video, and embarrassing TikTok dance vanishes in an instant. The atmosphere burns away. The oceans boil into space. Civilization is reduced to a thin layer of oops spread evenly across the surface of a now glowing sphere of rock and regret. Technically, Carl is also erased, but let's be honest, he kind of had it coming. At this point, the Earth is just a baby again, a very angry baby made of lava. It no longer has plate tectonics, weather systems, or parking tickets. It is smooth, it is hot, and it is alone. Over the next few 100 million years, if the solar system hasn't also been reset or destroyed in the process, Earth begins cooling. Maybe, just maybe, water forms again. Life might re-emerge, or it might not. That depends on whether the reset button also wiped out Earth's entire chemical history. If it did, then tough luck. We're stuck with a very fancy rock. But let's say life does return. Would evolution play out the same way? Probably not. Maybe Earth becomes a lush paradise filled with hyper-intelligent squid. Maybe plants evolve to photosynthesize moonlight. Maybe sentient moss becomes the dominant species and writes epic poems about photosynthesis and soil pH. There's no guarantee humans would ever exist again. We were a cosmic accident the first time. A beautiful, weird, war-starting, ice cream-inventing accident. The idea that pressing a button would bring us back, exactly as we were, is like throwing a jigsaw puzzle into a blender and expecting the Mona Lisa to fall out. Now, let's consider a different version of the reset button. What if, instead of erasing everything, it rewinds Earth to a specific point in time, say the year 2000? Before smartphones, before social media, before everything became whatever this is now. At first glance, that might sound appealing. A second chance, a global do-over. We could warn everyone about pandemics, prevent wars, delete Cats the movie before it happens. But here's the problem. Who remembers the future? Unless someone pressing the reset button retains their memories, which is unlikely. History will just repeat itself. You'd still get the same mistakes, the same celebrity scandals, the same guy eating a Tide Pod for views. Humanity doesn't really learn from history. It just scrolls past it. And if everyone remembers the future, things get worse. Imagine 8 billion people simultaneously trying to rewrite history, win the lottery, or warn the world about incoming doom. Civilization would collapse in a chaotic flood of conflicting predictions, stock market manipulations, and 15 billion documentaries called How I Time Traveled and Saved Earth, not clickbait. Let's go even further. What if anyone could press the button? Imagine that power in the hands of a stressed-out intern, a vengeful ex, or a sleep-deprived toddler. One bad day, one accidental elbow bump, and boom, back to the lava times. Sooner or later, someone would press it again. Earth would become stuck in an eternal Groundhog Day of geological apocalypse. Every time civilizations start to thrive, someone hits reset, just to see what happens. No art, no culture, no progress. Just billions of years of cosmic déjà vu. So, what if Earth had a reset button? Well, if it were real, we'd be living in fear of it. Or, more likely, not living at all. A button like that doesn't offer a second chance. It just erases the first one. But maybe that's the point. The fact that there's no reset button is what gives everything meaning. There's no redo, no save file. Just us doing our weird, messy, beautiful best in a world that only moves forward. So next time something goes wrong, your toast burns, your cat throws up on your laptop, or someone says, per my last email, remember, at least you didn't accidentally vaporize the planet. Thanks, Carl.